Today we filed a race discrimination lawsuit against Walmart on behalf of Essie Grundy, who is with us today. On January 12, 2018, Essie's birthday, she went to the Walmart located at 1800 North Perris Boulevard in Perris, California, to purchase a skin cream, often used by African Americans. She located it in the store, but discovered that the cream and other hair products meant for African Americans had been locked away behind glass shelves and were segregated from products for non-African Americans. The hair and body products for customers of other races were on open shelves at this store and were not behind locked glass. Essie asked the store employee why the African American products were locked down while the non-African American products were not. She was told by the employee that it was a directive from corporate headquarters and that he himself had complained about the policy but had obtained no relief. She was also told that she would need to be escorted to the cash register with the product so that she could purchase it. Essie was stunned. She felt like she was socked in the stomach, and it brought tears to her eyes to see the discriminatory practices firsthand. She asked to speak to a manager and told the manager that she felt like African Americans were being discriminated against and not wanted. As her concerns were not addressed, she left the store. As this is the neighborhood store, Essie was compelled to return on at least 3 other occasions after January 12, 2018, to purchase products for African Americans. On each of these occasions, Essie observed the same policy and practice at the store. The hair and body products meant for African Americans had been locked away behind glass shelves, segregated from products for non-African Americans. She also noticed that other customers were staring at her while she was waiting for assistance to have the product unlocked. She felt shame and humiliation, as though people viewed her as a criminal. Essie has been a law-abiding citizen her whole life, and she could not believe that she was being singled out because of her race. On January 25, 2018, Essie returned to the same Walmart because it was the Walmart closest to her home. She needed to purchase a comb for her hair. The comb cost 48 cents. Despite the low value of the product, it was locked up behind the glass shelves. She again had to call for assistance to have it unlocked and was then escorted to the cash register with the comb. She was not given the product until she paid for it. Essie again noted that the combs for non-African American hair, many of which were more expensive, were not locked in the glass shelves. As a result of this discriminatory business practice and policy, we filed a lawsuit this morning against Walmart in Riverside County, where this Walmart store is located. We allege that Walmart has violated California's Unruh Civil Rights Act, which is California Civil Code Section 51, which prohibits businesses from discriminating against customers on account of their race. We're seeking damages, declaratory relief, and a permanent injunction against Walmart. We also allege that Walmart has engaged in unlawful business practices in violation of California's Business and Professions Code Section 17200. And Essie has brought this action on behalf of herself and the general public to stop Walmart's business practice, which we contend perpetuates discrimination, and which we contend causes Essie and the general public to suffer irreparable injury, shame, humiliation, and mental suffering. This important issue is not limited to California. It is a national issue. Reportedly, Walmart also engages in the same policy and practice of locking up and segregating hair and skin products for African Americans in some Walmart stores in other states, for example, Virginia and North Carolina. Previously, Walmart has tried to justify this racial discrimination policy and practice by stating that, quote, the protective packaging was part of a normal practice to minimize theft of at-risk items, end quote. We disagree. We believe that if Walmart is concerned about security, it should lock up the shelves of all products. What appears to be racial profiling of African American customers must end. We think that it perpetuates a racial stereotype that African American customers should be suspected of being thieves and criminals. Essie and her family have suffered enough. We are looking to the courts and the civil justice system to protect them and restore to them the respect and the dignity and the equal protection under the law that they are entitled to enjoy. And this is a copy of the lawsuit that we filed this morning in Riverside County Superior Court. And we'll stand up later and show it to you again. But now I would like to present a very courageous person, and that's going to be Essie Grundy. So let me just get everything in front of you. Okay. By the way, Essie's a mother of 5 children.
When I walked down the aisle and saw that Walmart had placed all of the African American hair and skin products under lock and key, I had to pause. I had to step back. I was in shock. I realized that all the similar products for other races was freely available, but not for African American. I was angry, sad, frustrated, and humiliated all at the same time. It was so emotional, it's hard to describe. I know there is a lot of racism out there, but I have never been faced with it up close. When I realized that Walmart was segregating all of our products from other products of other races, I felt not wanted. I felt that I belonged in a category, and as an African American, I was not welcome at Walmart. I felt that I was being treated as a person who might be a thief, even though I have no criminal history and have always been a law-abiding person. That is why I am speaking out and have filed a lawsuit today. I never want my children or anyone else's children to experience what I did at Walmart that day. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now you can stay there. Cecil. This is Cecil, and Cecil is the husband of Essie and the father of Mia. To the right. Okay, so you're closer. There, that's good. Thank you.
On January 12th, which is my wife's birthday, we decided to go to breakfast at a coffee shop. After that, we decided to go to the neighborhood Walmart so my wife could buy skin lotion that she had been using. She and I went into the store together. My wife noticed that all the African American products for hair, lotion, face, hand, feet had been locked up behind glass and that it required a key to open it. She was shocked and amazed. And she asked to speak to a supervisor about the situation. I was with her and I heard what the supervisor said when my wife asked about it. the supervisor said it was a corporate decision to lock up the products because they were high-ticket items. That made no sense because we saw some combs, African Americans, that only cost 48 cents behind the glass. My wife was very hurt and devastated when she heard that this was a corporate policy. As we were discussing it on the way home, I suggested that we find an attorney to help us with this incident at Walmart. My wife contacted Miss Allred, and we met with her to file a lawsuit against Walmart for discriminatory business practice based on race. I support my wife 100% in her decision to take a step forward and file this lawsuit against Walmart to stop their practice of racial discrimination.
Thank you. Mia, okay, I'm going to just move this over for you. Okay. This is going to be Mia, and Mia is 15 years old, and she is their daughter. So you can just, where's yours? Oh, here. Hold on. Just go up there. All right.
I was in the car when my mom ran into Walmart to grab the Cantu lotion that she likes. It seemed that she was taking a long time. Eventually, she came out and I saw the tension and frustration on her face. I asked her what had taken place, but she seemed too upset to explain it in the car. Later at home, she explained that she was hurt that Walmart had segregated all of the African American products from similar products for others and placed products for African Americans behind locked glass. No African American should be prevented from even touching the products because of their race and be escorted to the register and requested to buy products before being allowed to touch it. No one at all should be treated as a potential criminal because of their race. I am proud that my mom took a stand and is doing something about the situation because it takes a great deal of courage.
Thank you. Stand here. Okay. Would you take care of this? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll be happy to take questions. And, all right, everybody should have a copy.
So you reach out to Walmart Corporation, and they said that they're admitting to the policy?
Wait a second, excuse me. Did I reach out? No, I filed the lawsuit this morning because we have read that this exists in other places as well. And so Walmart would be aware that this is a policy and practice, at least in some of their stores, and therefore it's time to do something about it.
Essie, where did you find the products eventually, or did you find them out eventually someplace else?
Closer.
Well, I
Excuse me, move closer to the
originally-
microphone.
I'm sorry.
That's right, let's move over a little.
I originally got the product from the Walmart in Riverside, right off of Day Street. And it was such a good product, I wanted to introduce it to my older children. And they didn't have any more at the original Walmart that I got it from, so I went to my neighborhood one, and that's when I noticed all of the African American products was locked up under lock and key.
And what we should do, actually, is we'd like to show you that video, and then we'll be happy to take more questions. So Derek is going to cue it up. This is video that she took, which she gives you permission. We have it on, I think, a DVD or something for you that we'll hand out for you to take back. But you want to, okay. Is this, and Essie, are you talking on this, right?
I believe so.
You'll hear her voice describing what you see, and then we'll give you copies to take with.
So here we go. You can pick up an item that you want. You want your shampoo, conditioner, lotions. Anyone from any other race can pick the item up, read it, find out the ingredients on it. All at your exposure. You can walk right up to it. You can look at it. You can read the ingredients on it. See if it's something that your hair can use or take or not. But when it comes to African American products, they put it all in one category and they locked it up. They locked up our shampoos, our conditioners, our moisturizer, all under lock and key. Everything under lock and key. On the same aisle that any other race can just get their things. But when it comes to African American, it's boxed off and under lock and key. So you have to ask someone, find someone to come over here if you want to do some type of investigation on the product and read about it. These people ain't gonna want to stand around and wait for you to read and see what you want to get. You know, they want you just to pick an item and leave. But why do I need to wait for customer service to go come get something that other people can just pull off the shelf? All of our gels, all of our deep conditionings, skincare, lotions, everything that has to do with African American. All the kid perms, the cocoa butter, all the mousse for black hair care, all of the combs and brushes, anything for man that's black American, African American, any wraps for your hair, scarves, plastic caps, dyes, everything. It's not high price items. This comb up here is 83 cents. So that's not a high price item to lock it up, 83 cents. And this comb here is 48 cents. But they put it under lock and key, 48 cents. Whatever item here was $1. 98 cents. $2. Excuse me. But you come around here on this aisle, same products for other races is not under lock and key.